Hello everybody! Today we are learning how to draw this snake on a branch. The cool thing about this is that this snake actually looks like it is wrapping itself around a branch. We see the branch is blocking part of its body. The body is going over, behind, over, behind. It's a pretty easy drawing. Once you get it figured out, you are good to go. So what you'll need is a piece of paper, pencil. You will need an eraser because there are things that you have to erase to make this look more realistic. A Sharpie because I love to outline everything. In fact, I haven't even colored this one yet because I was like, I must teach it. I will color it later. We can color it together. And I'm actually going to paint mine today, so I'm going to paint it. You can add color any way you like, crayons, marker, paint, really whatever you've got, and you'll be set. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, this snake is rather long, not so tall, so paper will be in landscape, sideways. And let's get started. We're going to start with the branch first. So this is the time not to make a super fancy branch just because we want to wrap something around it. So I'm gonna kind of just start on the side, make like a straight-ish line from here to here. I angled a little bit. And the only slightly fancy thing I'll do is I'll probably make this branch a little bigger on one side than it is on the other. But do keep in mind, do not make this twig skinny because if a snake was on a twig, that twig would probably break. So it's still branchy. It's just a little bigger here than it is here. It's probably halved, something like that. Okie dokie. To start this snake, we're going to start with the head on this thinner side of the branch. We're going to start here, going down. So you're going to touch the branch and you're going to make a nice big bump shape like this. You're going to carry that bump shape through the branch, down, down, down. All right. Now we just did this, right there. We're going to do this one. This is a slightly curved, and we're actually going to use the branch for part of this. So I'm just going to go from where I started to the side, just a smidge, like snake thickness, and then curve that down. It's like a small curve here. You can tell it's not that big, curving down through the branch, past the branch. Perfect. Here, I can add the snake's head. This could be done with an oval, a circle, really whatever shape you want it to be. It can be. Add eyes, however you want to add eyes. And I always like to add the snake's tongue. That way people are like, is that a worm in a tree? You're like, obviously it's just a snake. Do you not see its tongue? There we go. First thing that we're gonna have to erase on this paper, right here. This is our last step on this before we move on to the rest of the body. This line here, this line here. Those were the branch, but since the snake is not made of glass and is not see-through and made of gel, we wouldn't see that. The branch would not show through the snake, so we're gonna erase those. Perfect. So now it looks like it is on top or overlapping that branch. Excellent. All right, now we're gonna move on to right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of like follow this line a little bit. So I'm not gonna draw it, but I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the other side of the branch, like about right here. And we're gonna make a little bit of a baby bump. Baby bump. Perfect. And now we'll just move a little bit to this side. So this was one side of the baby, move a little bit to the maybe a little thicker than that. There we go. If it's looking like this, do you think that snake's gonna be that skinny right there? No, probably not. So if that happens like that happened to me, just fix it. Keep it consistently sized widthwise the best you can. Now a bigger bump. So I moved to the side a little bit and making a bigger bump up to the branch. All right, so made a little baby one, went to the side, made a big bump. Now what I'm gonna do is, put that back in there. That needs to be there. I'm going to go to the baby bump again. Go through the branch. Go through the branch. Lovely. Okie dokie. We went through. Now put your pencil right here. Make a big curve, matching kind of that one. Big curve. Perfect. I'm even going to kind of put a little line here. That's what I did there, just a tiny bit. Just curved it off a tiny bit. Perfect. All right, it's coming along. Now, we're going to have to erase again. I'm hoping you can already kind of spot the two little baby lines that we're going to need to erase. There and there. Perfect. Erase this, because once again, that branch, if that snake's body is over the branch, you would not see the branch. All right, we're almost there. Yes, okay. We're going to basically repeat one more time this. So find this part of the body where we ended, go like through it, but we're not drawing. We're just like, oh, we're gonna start like right here. Baby little circle, bump, not a circle, semicircle, if you will. Little baby semicircle, move to the side. Big semicircle. You make that a little wider. It looked like it was shrinking for a second. Perfect. So little one, big one. Go back to that little one. Go through the branch. Other side. Go through the branch. Right here. Big bump, just like that. Do, do, do. And like I did kind of here, I'm kind of just going to curve that just a little bit. You don't really even need to do that. That's just something that makes me feel better. I can kind of be like, oh, it's moving down again, like that. And this very last step is so easy. The tail's just going to stick out like this. So underneath right here, where you would imagine like the body would go like this, little upside down triangle, point, point. Fabulous. All right, well, that is the snake. Not too hard, right? Once you did this and this, you actually just did it again. So you're kind of making this like weird little S shape, and then a head. You could add stripes. You can add pattern to this. I like to add leaves to make it look like it's, why is it on a branch? Is it on a stick? It's clearly like in a tree or a bush. You want to add those. Usually just kind of add a thin little line and then draw like an ellipsis. A little pointy oval. There we go. Maybe just like a really big one with a line on it. Maybe a super big branch that's going off page. I like sometimes the leaves to be so big that they just exit the page. I think that looks really cool in artwork. Because you're like, oh, I get that it's there. I just can't see it all. And that was a little weird one. That's okay. Little baby leaf. All right, that'll work. Now, we are just going to outline and color it. One last thing, if you'd like to add stripes to it, just make sure that they are slightly curved. Snakes are round creatures. They are not flat. So if you were to just draw flat lines, it would kind of look like paper. So kind of make them curved. And I always like to curve those around. That's my last piece of advice. Let's get ready to add some color and outline. I will mention one thing before I color. I haven't talked about it that much just because it hasn't been needed. I did kind of a loose job outlining. So if you have a bunch of pencil lines, like this time, because I did it a little too fast, I have like a bunch of pencil showing. If that happens and you want a really nice, crisp, clean picture, just go through real quick and erase. And a lot of people like to erase like this, like wow, all over the paper. That actually doesn't really do anything. What you need to do is you just find the areas like this that you need to erase, and you work on area at a time. So like that, done. That, done. If you work little spot by little spot, it'll go a lot quicker and it will actually erase it. If you're just trying to erase the whole page all at once, it's gonna take a lot longer. So keep that in mind. So I will finish erasing and then we'll add some color. And there it is. For the background and everything, I will say this, you don't always have to color something in solid. I wanted to do something besides just coloring it solid blue, just to make it a little bit more interesting. If you ever don't want to paint something just one color, you can always do like a pattern of one color. Like I just did kind of like some wavy lines, and I think that looks actually more interesting than if I were to have just colored it solid blue. This took less time and it's more interesting. Get creative with your backgrounds. It doesn't always have to be what you would expect. That is our project today. I wish all the best of luck. This is super cool. I really enjoyed drawing this picture and I can't wait to see y'all. Y'all have the best day. Bye.